All right, got a little end of the year Bills videos I've been doing for each of these teams that have kind of lost in the playoffs and moving on, and just moving forward. And obviously a lot of great things with the Bills, a lot of great things with the quarterback. But I always like to do these tapes to kind of show what transpired in the game, but also things that maybe can be done a little bit better moving forward, and always using these as a teaching tape. All right, so let's go ahead and dive on in here. So this was one of the plays early on, and we see it just missed. And here's the thing. To me, game of inches all the time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to run what I call a wrap in right here. So it's not a deep in, but it just happens really quick here. And then we're going to run a hook underneath it. Okay, so again, teaching purposes. I want you just to watch as we go. And the first thing I want you to watch is Dalton Kincaid and how he runs this hook. He runs straight vertical on this hook route, okay? And then obviously it's the wrap back behind it. And then I want you to watch the angle of the wrap by Stephon Diggs, that instead of going flat, he's going to angle up the field, okay? So when you watch it, you see that, see the angle by Diggs. Now maybe that is a skinny post over the top of it. I'm gonna guess it's not, but maybe it is, and they're trying to wrap it in there. Okay, so why are those two things important? Okay, the first thing I'm going to start with Dalton Kincaid. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do, and one of the things that's tough is Stephon Diggs is already inside the numbers. We used to set this up where he was on the outside edge of the numbers so we could widen this corner a little bit more, and then we would seam inside and still kind of run it from the same area. But what I would say with Dalton Kincaid is what I want him to do, instead of running straight vertical here, I would like to see him widen right here. Widen a couple yards and then run his hook. Okay, so what does that do with just that little widen? Okay, so coaches, what does it do? What it does is it forces this guy here to have to decide if he wants to cover width, meaning move sideways, or if he wants to just drop with depth. When we run straight at him, you watch it right here, what's he do? He does not ever have to move sideways to cover Dalton Kincaid. He stays in the same lane that he's in right now. He can cover Dalton Kincaid because Dalton Kincaid's running right at him, and he can cover Stephon Diggs because Stephon Diggs is coming right behind him on that in route. If Dalton Kincaid were a couple yards wider here, then we could hit him right now with the throw, because we could read whether this guy goes sideways or whether this guy goes back. And that's what we want to do. Getting a read for the quarterback is, I always say it, I want my defenders to cover width and depth. If we can force them to show us, are they going to cover width or are they going to cover depth? Now we gain an advantage, because as a quarterback, that's what I'm looking at. It's hard to tell right here because he stays in the same lane. Okay, stays in the same lane. Is he shallow enough that I can throw it behind him? Does he get enough depth even though he's in that same plane? Much easier to read a defender if he has to go sideways. If I run Dalton Kincaid 2 yards wider and the linebacker doesn't move, I can throw it to Dalton Kincaid because he can't cover him. If I go 2 yards wider and the linebacker moves towards him, what's it do? It opens up this window back behind that linebacker so I don't have to wait and throw it around him, okay? And then the top of the route, okay? Biggest thing you see, Stephon Diggs is floating this way. Look how much distance we have right here as he's breaking this route from the safety. With that being that much distance, if he just cuts hard here, he's going to beat that safety to the throw, and we're not going to have a problem. Now, Josh is trying to wrap this around the linebacker because those little details to me right there made it really hard on the read. So I see what he's trying to do, but he's trying to throw it just inside the linebacker. But we need Stephon Diggs to come flat here so he's not falling into the safety, and it leads to a collision. It leads to an incompletion where flat, tight route there, if that's what they're supposed to do. And again, I'm not saying that. Maybe it's a skinny post. If it's a skinny post and he's taking that angle, then Josh should probably dump it down here. If he's going flat, I think he can wrap this around if those details are better, and we can get a completion here. Okay, so here we go to the next play. And as I was saying, so much of this about details, okay? So this is a play that I call pinch, okay? So it's a big in on the outside. It's an influence post on the inside, and then here they're running a swing. I like to run something in the hook area so I don't pass that swing, doesn't go to the flat defender if that's the case, but regardless, that's what they're running, and against this coverage, it doesn't matter one way or another. But I'm going to talk details. Again, details for me are this guy right here. You're going to notice this guy on his influence post. He is going to go around that defender, and what's that defender do to him? Right there. That defender is going to push him. He's going to push him and widen him. Why is that important? Because I said we're trying to hit this big in right here. I'm going to push him and widen him, okay? And so in doing that, I'm going to slow him down. I'm going to mess up kind of the window there, but I'm also going to push him with width. So this defender can also get width. That defender gets width. Now it cuts down the window I have to throw my big in, and we've got all kinds of issues trying to throw it to our primary guy. See how it takes the Mike linebacker there? Okay, Kurt, what would you do different? Here's what I would do different. I would seam release this, okay? I'm going to seam release this, and I've already got this guy going to the flat. I know this guy's responsibility is hook to flat here, okay? So why would you seam this, Kurt? I'm going to seam it for two reasons. I'm going to seam it to put all the pressure on this guy. So if this guy wants to now jam me and carry me inside, he's lost his responsibility to this flat. If I seam inside and he doesn't want to jam me because he's like, well, if I jam him, then I lose my responsibility. So if I seam inside, this guy releases me and goes to the flat. Now where am I? Now I'm attacking and putting all the pressure on this linebacker right here. Okay, so one way or another, I'm putting pressure on these two linebackers to play against their responsibility or force them to play their responsibility. So if I seam inside and that outside linebacker lets me go and I get up on the Mike linebacker, I can attack and hold this Mike linebacker and threaten this Mike linebacker much more to the inside and down the middle of the field so he can't simply just pass this off and go cover the in. Okay, right here. So again, you see it right here. Okay, I want to hold him there. So if I'm inside here and I'm pushing him, he's not going to widen anymore because he's going to have to cover me. Plus, instead of him going this direction, he's going to be going back and vertical, giving me a better chance to throw the in route instead of allowing him to play both. See how he plays both right here? Can't throw the vertical, can't throw the in because all of it is taking him to his responsibility. Plus, outside releasing takes this guy to his responsibility out in the flat as opposed to inside release. Maybe we get him caught inside and there's nobody to cover the flat. Now, great play by Josh. Thought he could have just kind of set in the pocket here, just slide up and hit the swing here, but this is a great job putting pressure, drawing those guys to him, then kicking it out there to the swing. Really special play, knowing what you have around you at all times. Okay? Now, again, details. So this is the first few pass plays of the game. So we're going to run a play action, hard play action right here. We're going to bring the tight end back on a shallow, and then we're going to run an in over here in a post. This is a combination that a lot of people run, heavy run action, try to get everybody to draw in. And, you know, if you get the safety to jump up, you take a shot at the post. Most times it's not going to happen if you've got one safety back there. Now you're going to read the high-low on the backside. But I want you to watch the release of the player at the top. Okay, and so these are details. Okay, we're running an inside breaking route. You cannot get caught outside. Yes, sometimes it's easier. Yes, sometimes they take away the inside. But we've got to do everything possible to get inside leverage because, look at this. That's what Josh is looking for. Look, you lost leverage. You've got no chance to get back inside through the defender, especially a good defender, and this play is dead. We've got nothing going for us right here. Now Josh has to create again, all because of details. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, watch the release. See how he goes vertical right now? And then makes a step inside, but then just takes the easiest release. Can't take the easiest release. I had some great receivers that I played with back in the day. And guys like Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, what would they do right here? They would use the line of scrimmage to their advantage. Because you see, there is a 2-yard gap between these two guys. Okay, so that is enough to force an inside release. What I mean by that is use the line of scrimmage. Boom. Take your first step down the line of scrimmage. A guy can't jam you. He's far off of you. Get inside of him. Then push, lean, and run. You're in. Okay? So you've got to force the inside release. Now, if I go hard down the line of scrimmage, and let's say I don't win to the inside, at least what I'm doing is I'm forcing this defender to move hard to cut me off. Then I jump up over the top of him. Now he's playing catch up, and it's at least favorable back in our situation again, instead of just doing this, going vertical at him. Oh, I can't get inside right now. I'm going to go outside, and I kill this entire play because I am the primary receiver and I cannot get back inside for my quarterback. Details, 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 details. Okay, love this one right here. Okay, now, again, for me, details, I like to do things a little bit differently, but we're going to have basically a corner route right here, and then I think this is a choice route. So he's got the ability to break in, break out. I'm not sure, okay, but I think that's what he's got. If it was just a breakout here, I would do this for sure differently. But as we watch this play out, is this a choice route? Is it an out route? Maybe with that shallow coming from the other side, this is an out route. So if it is an out route, what I would always say is I want to force outside release. So I would get here, boom. Then I would jump outside release and try to gain the outside corner of whoever that flat defender is and win to the outside. Once I get outside, the other thing that it does is this corner, you'll watch. If I get outside of him, he's got to turn his hips to cover me on the flat, which helps to open up the corner route up over the top. So not bad here. You see Stephon Diggs gets a little bit of a widen. I'd like to see him just widen just a touch more and get out here and then break. But he widens a little bit. We still get what we want. He jams and attaches there. Good throw, good catch up over the top. Like the play design, like the read. Details maybe just a little bit different, okay? And then there were some things like this that transpired in the game where, right, critical situations. It's about, having a plan, understanding. Like this one, I don't know what we're doing here. We got this, Surefield, I don't know what, he ends up kind of slowing here. I don't know if he's running a go. And then Stephon Diggs runs in here. I don't know. I really don't know what we're supposed to be doing or what we are doing right here. But again, it's kind of a mess for me. If I'm looking at this as a quarterback, I'm saying, okay, what are we doing? What am I trying to accomplish here? Now, great job by Josh. Hey, it's a mess. There's a bunch of bodies. Nothing's clean. Just jump it to your back right there. But I hate to see situations like this where you're in big games like this and I can't decipher what exactly we're trying to run here, what we're trying to accomplish. Maybe Stephon Diggs is running an in route here and we're clearing this out and he's running an in route, and then we have the high-low right there and he just slows it down because there's a body in there. Maybe that's what's happening. I'm just, again, not sure. Good reaction to get it to the check down and move on. Okay, I thought they ran this a couple times in the game. And so this is ultimately just going to be a screen pass over here to this side. They had some success with it, without a doubt. Just pop it to their tight end, move, good little play for them. Okay, I like what they did on the top here, moving James Cook and motioning him out this side, hoping that we can get these linebackers to move, to hold back to the other side, kind of balance out and give us leverage to the front side. But for all you quarterbacks, coaches out there, it's great. I love this design. I love the idea of pulling somebody. But always make sure that these are options for you. And so what do I mean by that? So if he's an option for me, I'm looking at these two guys. So when I motion James Cook, I'm going to let him motion and get outside the box here, outside my tackle. And I'm going to see if anybody moves with him to that side. So look at this right here. James Cook gets out there, and you see this linebacker never really matches with him. Okay, he widens a touch, but if I hit James Cook right here and we block this guy, That's a great opportunity one-on-one with this guy having to chase him as opposed to all of these bodies over there. So all I'm saying is when you do and doctor things up like this, make sure that those are options. And I'm not saying it wasn't an option here for Josh, but really take that into consideration as a quarterback is snap it. Okay, if this guy's chasing him, go ahead and let that guy even get further out there. Let him chase him further so he doesn't become a factor. But if he slows down and doesn't match, so again, watch him again. He takes 2 steps and then he stops right there. He doesn't match, boy, flip it out there to your back. I like having to block one guy, right? I like having to block one guy better than having to block 3 guys over here and make a play. Okay, so the first thing I'm always going to say is red zone gets hard, right? We want our guys, quarterbacks, teams to come down here and score every time in the red zone. But red zone gets really hard. Spacing gets really, really hard. And so it's tough sometimes to design the perfect play down here in the red zone. And a lot of times it comes down to guys making plays. But I still like to have a sense of what we're trying to do here. So again, these are the things that I'm looking at. These are the things that Josh Allen has to see. We got a crosser here. We got an in here. We got another in coming back into those other 2 guys. We got 3 guys kind of crossing, all kinds of bodies inside. And again, does a nice job of checking it down here or trying to check it down to the guy underneath. But I just, critical moments like this, you got to have definition in what you're doing from a throw standpoint. You got to give yourself a chance. And right here, they're just not giving themselves a chance, whether it's play design, whether it's the way that it plays out. Thing you notice, oftentimes, we've already seen it one time, is these guys do a great job with the Chiefs of jamming and throwing people off and not letting them have free releases. Down here, we see a jam on Stephon Diggs, knock him outside, and we have nothing really replacing that. And so it's just kind of a mess down here in the red zone. And those become critical. You got to score when you get down in the red zone. Real defined offensive concepts. So important down there to give your quarterback a chance. All right, this is a play that we saw a number of times last week. Here, I'm going to clear this out. And then they're trying to bring their tight end back here on this sneak route. Okay, so we saw Green Bay hit this for a big touchdown last week. So that's what's they're trying to do on this particular play. And so good job by Kansas City. Once again, I want you to watch the backside. Watch right here. Okay, Stephon Diggs is trying to clear this out. He's the one that's trying to clear this out for the tight end to sneak back here. They're going to jam him once again. Get their hands on him. Boom, right there. Okay, so now what? Boom, there. He runs in to Dalton Kincaid. I think that's Kincaid. He runs into Dalton Kincaid, who's the primary receiver on this play, and messes everything up. He's not getting through here to clear this guy out to maybe open this up. Great job by Kansas City's defense. Not good enough execution by Buffalo. These are the things that are the difference in huge games like this. Again, nice job by Josh. This is all messed up. These guys are jammed, nothing open. Go find your check down that's over there on the backside. Make something happen. Good completion. Let's move the chains. Good job by Josh working through some of these things when there's not a lot of clarity on the back end, right? Not a lot of stuff that we see when we're watching the TV copy. Okay, this is a play. They actually ran this play a little different way, but they ran this play against the Chiefs the last time. So that's why I put it on here. We've got this. We're using Stephon Diggs to try to draw a defender down. That's what happened last time. Drew a defender down. Then they ran the T-seam, and they threw it right here to James Cook for the touchdown. So they're going to run the same play again, a little further out. Well, Kansas City, what are you going to do? How are you going to adjust to that? Okay, so they do something very similar. So this safety you see comes running down here. Last time they ran this, first game, they brought pressure here, and that pressure left a gap and an opening there for the seam. So they play it perfectly. This guy's going to come down. He's going to be the guy covering the swing. Okay, we're going to have a linebacker and a free safety here to cover the tight end. Got this seam coming, and now we've got that extra linebacker in this particular set to sit there and hold on James Cook. Really well done. Covered perfectly across the board. Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. Didn't fool him twice. Forces Josh Allen once again to have to create. Does a nice job of creating. Nothing open. Okay. Little play design right here. It's a little quarterback draw fake. Then they're going to try to bluff and get up over the top here to Stephon Diggs. Played well once again by the Chiefs. Can't sneak through there, but Josh able to overcome it once again and run for a touchdown. So again, just wanted to show where this team is. Details in the pass game, to me, can always get cleaned up. Josh playing really well. What I wanted to see him do is play the play, not try to force it, okay? Early in this game, you see that's what he's doing. Not there, bad looks, no clarity, getting jammed, finding ways with his feet or with his arm to get to the check down and get positive plays for his team. Another great play here, play that they love to run, something that we call bullets. I'm going to come down here and try to create interference. If I've got man-to-man, force this guy to go up over the top. James Cook here, just running the bullets route, kind of a quick swing, can turn into a wheel. Last time they ran this against the Chiefs, linebacker came running down, and they actually hit James Cook down the field for a big play. This time, we're not going to do that again. We're going to go up over the top. He goes up over the top. Good read by Josh Allen. Get it to him right now. Get it to him right now. If that guy's playing over the top, bang. Nice read, nice play. We will take that every single day of the week. I like it. Dealing the football, seeing things, making good decisions. That was going to be the story against this Chiefs team. Third down situation. What do the Chiefs do? They bring pressure. It's third and longer. Okay. Josh does what he's supposed to do. The Bills do a nice job. They've got a hot situation right here, but this is what Kansas City wants. We're going to force you to throw it hot, force you to get the ball out of your hands, then we're going to tackle you before you can get to the first down. That's why it's so important to win first and second down. Boom, nice job. Get your hot, get your ball on them quick, but we're going to rally and make the tackle. We understand on the back end that you're probably going to have to throw it quick. We tackle, so it's good on offense. It's just better on defense, and that was really, again, story of the night. Both teams playing well, but which team playing better? This was a play, again, things that I had seen them do a lot over the past few weeks, and they had success during this run. Like to see them change it up a little bit, but they're having success with it. So what do? They fake the toss here, okay? Fake the toss, and they're going to run a swing with the lead blocker over there. And then what they had been doing is faking the toss and then bringing their tight end back to hit him in that hole, hoping to get the push over to this way because we've got 4 receivers to the front side here. I don't know if they're running a post, but kind of like that idea. So if there's a free safety and he grabs that crosser to the backside, get the post over the top, or you can clear that out. A lot of teams will run a corner route here so you get a high-low with the back. But again, trying to get something that they've been running a lot, having success with. What do the Chiefs do? Right here. See it. Contact. Contact the guys, throw them off their route, mess up their timing so he never gets back here to that hole. Taking away the primary part of it, forcing Josh to work through things and play quarterback. Does a nice job again, working all the way through it. Don't have it here. Kick it down to your back, get the lead blocker, get a nice play. But you see it. Chiefs defense winning the battle, messing them up on the back end, not giving them anything easy in the big plays down the field, which was a theme. Kansas City got some big plays. Josh and company didn't get a lot of big plays. Okay, I like this play design. So I like to call this the Brady favorite. So Brady favorite is they would have a guy outside run a hitch, run a seam, run a hitch, run a seam, and then they use one of their best players, trying to get him isolated on a linebacker to run a choice route. So it's here, he can sit, and then run away. He could sit and bounce back the way he came. So all kinds of different things here. I like to read this outside in, but you're reading it up to the top, which he is. It's a cover 2 look, so this guy stays down. We're going to come right here to the isolation. If we read it to the bottom, okay, I'm going to read this defender. He gets depth. I could hit the 1 step right here and then work back to this, but it really depends on which side you pick. He picks the one-on-one with his best player. nice job, little hesitation, draws the guy to him. And again, something that I would do a little bit different, but I see what they're trying to do is they're going to run this outside of him, try to get this guy to run and cover to him with width, and then sneak by him. I'm always worried that when we do that, that defender comes running to us and we can't get across his face. So I always like to run this by starting and getting across him right now. Because if I get across him right now, then A, if he doesn't cut me off, I know I can come out the backside. But if I go to get across him right now and I force him to run here to cover me, now I've got him moving away from me, and that's when I bounce back to the other side. So I like to beat him across his face right now and force that movement. Force him to show me how he's going to cover me instead of this, because you see, he takes a bad angle. If he takes a little flatter angle to take the inside shoulder, he might bang Stephon Diggs, but it works out well right here. Get across his face, just across his face. Good throw, good catch, and a nice big play. So again, a lot of this stuff I'm showing you because I thought Josh played a really, really good game. Okay, they're going to run back. Looks like a one high right here. Something that the Chiefs do really, really well. They give you one look, and then on the snap, they're going to run this thing. Boom. On the snap, I'm going there. I'm going there. This guy's running to the middle to play Tampa 2. I'm coming to play hook. Defensive end popping out to play hook. Bringing one guy on pressure. Doing a really, really nice job of confusing and mixing up what they're doing. So we're running back to Tampa. Okay, we've got seam right here. We like to read the Mike linebacker. Which way do I get him turned? Then I'll work accordingly. Get him going to the middle of the field. He plays it actually pretty well, but I get this linebacker to chase the seam as well. Good job by Josh. That linebacker chases, not forcing the ball down the field and getting it to his check down, replacing that guy right there. Was really a good theme in the first half. And early in the second half is just playing the position, taking what the defense is giving you, not trying to force the ball down the field. They moved the football, points, went back and forth with the Chiefs throughout the majority of this game. Okay, as a quarterback. Okay, here we're going to see two high safeties, man underneath, boom, 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 two man. What do we always say as a quarterback, or we're always told as a quarterback, hey, if they're going to play two-man, there's nobody else that's responsible for the quarterback. So go ahead and make your reads. Peek down the field, see if you can get your runaway. So they're going to run a corner route here. That's a good runaway against two-man. They're going to run a middle here that sometimes you can stick and get a throw down the middle of the field away from those safeties. But those are kind of the two winners that they're looking at right here. And so Josh is looking at them. Doesn't like it, okay? Play this pretty well to the corner. Would have had to throw in that on time. He's looking down the middle. They cover that really well. All right, Josh, two-man, nobody to account for you. You see that? You don't like your initial read, take off. Well done right here. Takes off, makes a big play, sets them up for another score. Really, really good decision there by Josh Allen. And that was really the theme. Okay, so in part one here, it's kind of the theme of the first half. Really good decisions, playing the position, taking what they've been giving us, making some plays with my feet, and setting us up for an opportunity to win in the second half.